Hello and welcome to Blake's Pai Sho Academy. In this video, I will be teaching you how to play Adevăr Pai Sho. There are timestamps for when I explain different parts of the rules for your convenience. Let's begin. Adevăr is a two-player turn-based board game based around deception. Each player will have a secret objective. The game begins with each player choosing their objective by choosing one of the 7 hidden tile pieces. The objective of Adevăr Pai Sho is to either complete your hidden tile's objective or capture your opponent's hidden tile. Now, let's look at the board. This is how it will be set up once both players have chosen their hidden tile, with the blank or face-down tiles on the sides being each player's hidden tile. In Adevăr, play is done on the open spaces and not the intersections of the lines. Tiles will move from space to adjacent space diagonally. The small red triangles are not used in Adevăr Pai Sho, and as such, no tile can ever move onto any space containing any of these small triangles. The board will be orientated like this, where the big red triangles are above and below each other. These are the red plots. Red plots can only contain a maximum of 2 basic tiles per person in them at a time, so each player can never have more than 2 of their own basic tiles in each red plot. The white triangles are the white plots, and can contain 3 basic tiles per person. If a tile is on one of these spaces that half contains part of a plot, then that tile counts as half of a tile for that plot, or 0.5. Lastly are the open plots, which are the brown areas around the red and white plots. There is a north, east, south, and west open plot, with the north and south plots being each player's home plot. Open plots have no limit to the number of tiles they can contain. Now let's discuss the tiles. Starting with basic tiles. There are 3 different types of basic tiles, and each player starts with 2 of each on the board. First is the lilac. It has a movement range of 3 and is able to capture the other 2 basic tiles of the other players, the zinnia and the foxglove. Next is the zinnia, which has a movement range of 4 and can capture opponents' lilacs and foxglove. Finally is the foxglove, which has a movement range of 5 and can capture the opponent's lilacs, zinnia, and the reflection tile. After setup, each player will have 8 lilacs in their reserve, 6 zinnia, and 3 foxglove. Next is the special tiles. First, the gate tile. It cannot move and each player has 2 of them. One begins on the board after setup, and that is the player's home gate. The other one is in the reserve and is the away gate. The next special tile is the reflection tile. It begins on the board after setup and has a movement range of 5. The reflection tile can capture all second face tiles of the opponents, and is able to capture the away gate of the same player who owns the reflection tile. So you can only capture your own away gate with your reflection tile, not the opponent's. Lastly is the vanguard tiles, which begin on the board after setup and cannot move. If you are attempting to capture your opponent's hidden tile, you first must capture both of their vanguard tiles. Vanguard tiles regrow and come back to the board where they originally were if the attacking second face tile captures the hidden tile and fails, or the defending player captures the attacking second face tile. Next, let's go over the second face tiles. There is a second face tile for each hidden tile. Each second face tile has a movement range of 7 and can only capture opponents' vanguard tiles and their hidden tile. Throughout the game, you are only able to place 2 different second face tiles. If you place a second face tile while you already have one on the board, then the one already on the board is returned to your reserve. The second face tile can only successfully capture a hidden tile if they match. Otherwise, they fail to capture it and the second face tile is removed from the game. Let's now talk about what a turn can look like. You have 2 options when taking your turn. The first option is to move a tile. When moving, you move one tile already on the board a number of spaces up to its movement range. If you move a tile onto another tile, it captures it. Then, if the captured tile is a basic tile, it is removed from the game. Otherwise, it is returned to the reserve of the player it belongs to. If your reflection tile is captured at any point, then return it to your reserve and then reveal your hidden tile so that your opponent knows what it is. When this happens, if the opponent has a second face tile on the board that does not match your hidden tile, then return the second face tile to the player's reserve. The one other thing you can do on your turn is calling, or placing, a tile from your reserve. When calling a basic tile, you take it from your reserve and put it onto a legal diagonally adjacent space of one of your gates. The same goes for if you call a second face tile. The reflection tile can only be called to the home gate, not an away gate. And finally, the away gate can be called and placed diagonally adjacent to any basic tile belonging to the same player. When calling a tile, you can also capture a tile if, when placing it, you place it onto the same space as a tile that the tile you are calling is able to capture. Now, I've discussed how to win a game of Adevăr, but there is another way for the game to end. A draw occurs when both players are unable to complete any of their win conditions. Now, the last thing I need to cover is the 7 different hidden tiles and their objectives. First is Echeveria. The objective of Echeveria is to capture at least 2 of each of your opponent's basic tile types. So 2 lilacs, 2 zinnia, and 2 foxglove. You also need to have 1 of each of your basic tile types captured. So you need 1 of your lilacs captured, 1 of your zinnia, and 1 of your foxglove. The iris. The objective of the iris is to have at least 2 of your basic tiles in each colored plot, so the red and white plots. Next is the Oriental lily. The objective of the Oriental lily is to create 1 of 3 specific patterns on the board by having your basic tiles occupy the necessary spaces. The white rose. The objective is to call your away gate and place it so that it is touching the opponent's home plot. This means that the away gate is either fully inside the opponent's home plot or is on a space where half of it is in the opponent's home plot. Next is the white lotus. The objective of the white lotus hidden tile is to create a close ring of harmonies around the center of the board with your basic tiles. Basic tiles harmonize with non-identical basic tiles of the same player that lie on the same diagonal line with no other tiles in between them. You can see a successful harmony ring formed here. Next is the birds of paradise hidden tile. The objective of this hidden tile is to have at least 1 of your basic tiles in each plot. The final hidden tile is the black orchid, and the objective of this tile is to have more or the same number of basic tiles as your opponent in every non-home plot, while having at least a half of a basic tile in each. That is everything that you need to play a game of Adevăr Pai Sho, and now I will be showing an example game. Feel free to stop watching here. Okay guys, let's get into the example game. So for this, I'm just going to be choosing the 2 most complicated hidden tiles in my opinion, which would be the Oriental lily and the white lotus. So a nice trick and a tip that's very nice for when you're using the site. If you're on mobile or on PC, you can use it as well, but down here in the right, you can click to see the 3 different formations the Oriental lily requires you to make. And there's also the ones for guest. But also, if you're on PC and you can hover over the tile, either the second face tile or the actual hidden tile, it will just show you all of them put together. So you can see here, I think it's a little less confusing if we do it one at a time. Host has 3 different ways they can win with this hidden tile. They can put a basic flower tile in each of these yellow spaces, each of these cyan spaces, or each of these purple spaces. So let's say for this video, they're going to be going for the purple spaces. They're just going to send out a foxglove out here, and guess we'll do the same. Let's take a look at where our tile should go. So we're going to put this here because it is a purple space. Now, guest is trying to create a harmony ring, so they're going to move their foxglove here. Now it is host's turn again, and on this turn they are going to be calling a tile, and they're going to be calling their away gate and placing it on next to their foxglove. Now it is guest's turn, so they are going to be moving their foxglove over here. Now it is host's turn. They're going to plant a second face flower. Somehow they've already guessed that it's the white lotus, so they're going to plant their white lotus second face. And now it is guest's turn. They're going to be capturing this lilac here. Now it is host's turn. They're going to plant a foxglove here. Now it is guest's turn. They're going to capture this water's reflection tile. And as you can see, it is now revealed host's hidden tile. So guest now knows for certain the hidden tile that host has, which is the Oriental lily. Now it is host's turn. They're going to capture one of these vanguard tiles with their white lotus second face flower, and guest is going to move their water reflection tile over here. Now, host is going to plant a foxglove here. Guest is going to remove their water's reflection tile here. And here with hosts, you can see they cannot move the zinnia fully into this red plot because remember the maximum of the red plots is 2 of your basic flowers. So it cannot move fully into there because there's already 1.5 or 1.5 tiles already in there. But they can move here, which would bring the plot to its max, which is 2 flowers in the plot. Now it is guest's turn, and they're going to capture the second face tile with their water's reflection tile. And usually the water's reflection tile would stay there, but this is a different scenario where the second face tile was on the same space as a vanguard tile where it would be, but it had just captured it. So the water's reflection tile captured the second face tile, and then the vanguard tile grew back and captured the water's reflection tile. So now it is host's turn again. They want to put their water's reflection tile back on the board, and you can see here they can't place it off of the away gate. They can only place it off of the home gate. And now it is guest's turn. They are going to call their away gate down here. Now it is host's turn. They're going to plant their black orchid second face tile. They've figured out that actually it wasn't the white lotus, it was the black orchid. And now, as you can see, this is their second face tile, different second face tile. So they have been locked into these 2 choices now, the black orchid and the white lotus. They can't place any other second face tile anymore. So now it is guest's turn. They're going to plant the Oriental lily second face tile. Now it is host's turn. They just realized what their objective was. They forgot about it for a little bit. So they're going to check here where they need to put their flowers, and they're going to move this foxglove over here. Guest is going to move their second face Oriental lily over here. Now host is going to move this into position for the Oriental lily. Guest is capturing a vanguard with their second face tile. Host is going to move their zinnia here for a moment, just so that I can show guest can capture this zinnia by planting a lilac on top of it. Host is going to move their foxglove here. Guest is going to move a foxglove here. Now it is host's turn, and you can see they're close to completing their objective. They're going to plant a zinnia here. Now it is guest's turn. They're going to move a tile here. Now it is host's turn, so they're going to move here. Now it is guest's turn. They're going to move their lilac here. Now it is host's turn, and they can win the game by completing the formation. There is only one more purple space that they do not have a basic tile in. But first I'm going to show they could move a water's reflection tile here, but it does not count. You see, they do not have the win because it has to be basic tiles. Guest is going to move here, and host must remove their water's reflection. Guest is going to plant a foxglove, and host is going to capture this vanguard tile with their black orchid second face tile. Now you can see the white gardens, they have a maximum of 3 tiles in their space, so guest cannot move their foxglove into this white garden. Now it is host's turn. They're going to capture the second vanguard tile with their second face black orchid. Now it is guest's turn. They're going to capture this vanguard tile with their second face Oriental lily. Now host is going to attempt to capture this hidden tile with their black orchid second face tile. But as we know, guest actually has the white lotus hidden tile. So when host attempts to capture this hidden tile, since the flowers do not match, the black orchid is not the white lotus, it fails, and the black orchid second face tile is removed from the game, and the vanguards grow back. Now it is guest's turn, and they can correctly guess the Oriental lily here, and they won the game. It's hard to show because once you win, there is no undo option. But in this case, all host had to do to win was move their zinnia here to this space to complete the pattern with the purple spaces, and they would have won the game. So those are the 2 different ways you can win Adevăr, by either capturing your opponent's hidden tile with your matching second face tile, or by completing your objective as host was about to do. And I think that's all that will be showed for the example game. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys are able to play Adevăr, and I hope this video has helped you learn to play the game, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.